Well. It's amazing to me. We got a viral video of Dak Prescott working out, and it seems like the hit pieces, or I don't know, the stuff on Dak Prescott just won't stop coming. Let's talk Cowboys. We're about to talk facts. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G, and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And if you like this video, please don't forget at the end to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And you can continue to help us grow, push us out into the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't already, please become a member of this channel. We have a lot of great things coming in the future. Now let's talk facts. It's amazing to me. This video drops, and it's like people are capitalizing on the hit pieces, or again, I guess some people would say the opinions or information on Dak Prescott. And I'm not necessarily mad at people for doing it. I understand everyone seems to be a content creator these days, so people want to have content, especially during a time where there is no football. But again, it's Dak Prescott. It's not just the fact that Dak Prescott is the Cowboys quarterback. Some people say that's the reason. It's not just the fact that he's the Cowboys quarterback. But for some reason, the media loves to criticize Dak Prescott at every return. And this is one of the reasons why some of us content creators, it's not that we're so much trying to prop Dak Prescott up on a pedestal. But this is one of the reasons why we have to come out a lot of times and defend Dak Prescott, because some of the things these people say, you can tell that these pieces are biased. Well, there's a new piece over on CBS, and let's check this piece out. Now, this piece right here, I will say, it's not as much of a hit piece. But I do think the fact of how it states what it says about Dak Prescott, I think, and even what it says about these other quarterbacks, I don't think this is quite right. But again, this article is over here on CBSSports.com, and it says 5 quarterbacks facing most pressure to win Super Bowl. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson need to squash the narrative. And of course, you know already that our beloved Dak Prescott is in this list. And let's see where he ranks, and then let's answer the question of how much pressure is Dak Prescott really under? It says here, if there's any narrative that holds true in the NFL, it's hard to win a Super Bowl. Of course, it's hard to even get to a Super Bowl, yet alone win one. I'll put this article down in the description. You can read the rest of it on your own, but I'm just going to pick out bits and pieces. It says here, 2 quarterbacks have beaten Mahomes in a Super Bowl, Brady and Jalen Hurts. The Philadelphia Eagles quarterback is just one of 3 players to beat Mahomes in the playoffs, creating his own legacy with his first Super Bowl title. Hurts has been to 2 Super Bowls at this stage in his career, and he is only 27 years old. With Hurts leading the Eagles to a championship, quarterbacks on good teams can go toe-to-toe with Mahomes and win. Now, let's bring some clarity here. Jalen Hurts was not on a good team. Jalen Hurts was on an absolute super team. And I don't care who that makes mad, but Howie Roseman should be GM of the year. Howie Roseman knows how to manipulate the salary cap to be able to not only sign his quarterback to big money, but sign the other players around that quarterback to big money. Where the Cowboys have 3 players taking up 30-something% of their salary cap, Howie Roseman was able to fit almost 7 players, 7-star players, in the Philadelphia Eagles salary cap and only take up about the same amount of salary cap percentage the Cowboys are taking up. Howie Roseman should be the GM of the year. But again, this article is right. It says an entire roster is responsible for producing a championship team, but the quarterback gets the most praise and criticism because they touch the ball on every offensive possession and get paid the most money. Hence, the never-ending spotlight. And I totally agree with that. That does have something to do with some of the criticism of Dak Prescott, but it is not all of the criticism of one Dak Prescott. A lot of this criticism comes because he's the quarterback of America's team. And then some of it just can't be explained. Some of it just can't be explained. The Dak Prescott haters will make every excuse for a Dak Prescott win, and then he's the reason every time the Cowboys lose, even though no one wants to look at how the people are performing around Dak Prescott. But again, let's look at the 5 quarterbacks, but we're going to focus in on one, Rain Dakota Prescott. And at number 5, I don't know if I agree so much with Joe Burrow, but I understand with Joe Burrow. But I'm going to make a point about all 5 of these quarterbacks because I think they all kind of fall into the same category. And I think maybe Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott more than the other 3 teams. But Joe Burrow, keep his name in your mind. Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, Dak Prescott is number 3. Lamar Jackson is number 2. And then, of course, Josh Allen, who in my opinion, deservedly so, is at number 1. Now, for me, I have different reasons than they have these quarterbacks listed. But number 1, Josh Allen needs to be on the list. Because the league, for whatever reason, wants to crown him as the face of the league. But he won't give them the Super Bowl they want, so they can't really make him the face of the league. And Josh Allen, if you let people tell it, he's probably one of the biggest, scariest quarterbacks out there. He's had teams around him. He's had coaching around him, and he's 7-6 in the playoffs. And a lot of that has a lot to do with Josh Allen. And then, of course, again, at number 2, they have one Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is uber talented. He has an unanimous MVP. He had another MVP. They cheated him out of the MVP this year, which the MVP he got last year, they cheated Dak Prescott out of. So I guess they decided they would cheat him out of one this year. But I digress. Lamar Jackson is one of these players that is so talented. They put Derrick Henry with him. He's had great coaching, great defenses, and he still can't win more than one playoff game in the playoffs. And these playoff games, they all seem to come by his arm, where in 2 of these, he has made just pivotal interceptions that cost them the game. And even this year, I didn't think the throw he made on that last drive, I don't think the throw he made on that last drive, I don't think that throw was all that good. But again, some people will disagree. And then when you go to Jared Goff, Jared Goff definitely has a lot to prove to me because he's been on what I would call 2 super teams. He was with the Rams. He didn't get it done. He's now with the Detroit Lions. They put a super team around him. And even though his defense was injured last year, Jared Goff cost him the game by throwing 3 unforced interceptions. It was terrible. And then, of course, we got Joe Burrow, and this is what's going to lead me to Dak Prescott. It's amazing to me they said that there's pressure on Joe Burrow because Burrow needs to perform at a high level every week to win games and lose when Burrow is just good. Burrow has a loaded group of pass catchers. Look at this. But a poor offensive line and a bad defense. He has to play excellent in order for the Bengals to win football games. Now, I'm going to read about Dak Prescott, and then I'm going to summarize what I mean about these 2. Now, look at what it says about Dak Prescott. It said, outside of an MVP award, Dak Prescott has accomplished nearly everything a quarterback could accomplish in the regular season. He's won a Rookie of the Year award, MVP runner-up, was selected to an All-Pro team, and won multiple division titles. The Cowboys are 76-46 in Prescott starts and never had a losing season in which Prescott has started 10-plus games. People do not understand that Dak Prescott has been absolutely dominant. He really has. He's been absolutely dominant. Problem is the postseason success. It says Prescott doesn't seem to translate in the playoffs. His success doesn't seem to translate in the playoffs. Prescott is 2-5 in his postseason career, tied for the worst postseason record for any quarterback who has made a minimum of 5 playoff starts. He still hasn't made a conference championship game in his 10 seasons in the league, despite quarterbacking a team that has won 12-plus games and 4 of the 5 times he has made the postseason. Now, let me tell you what the problem is with Dak Prescott and Joe Burrow. The only pressure that should be coming to Dak Prescott and Joe Burrow is from themselves as far as them just wanting to win the Super Bowl. But as it applies to Dak Prescott in particular, so tell me the teams that Dak Prescott has taken into the playoffs. I did a live stream on this last night and broke this all down. Show me the teams that Dak Prescott has been on. Show me who else has performed in those games where Dak Prescott won and lost. Show me what the teams look like around Dak Prescott. When you have quarterbacks like these quarterbacks, the pressure isn't as much on these quarterbacks when they don't have the teams as it is on the front office to put the teams around these quarterbacks. Dak Prescott hasn't had the team. He's had some teams with some good players, but he hasn't had the team. When we're talking about the front office, the coaching being on the same page, bringing in players in free agency, bringing in players at the trade deadline, putting impactful players around Dak Prescott. No, we've sent Dak Prescott into some playoff games with one wide receiver, one running back, no running game. We've sent Dak Prescott into these playoff games with inadequate, it is nothing against the players, but inadequate teams. Jared Goff has a super team. Buffalo Bills are putting a super team around one Josh Allen. Lamar Jackson, they got him Derrick Henry. He's had great coaching. Even when you look at Joe Burrow, I mean, he's got the best wide receiver duo in football as he's had it for a while, even though he hasn't had the defense or the offensive line. I'm putting him and Dak Prescott in the same category as it applies to they have not put the teams around these two quarterbacks because both of those franchises seem to be very stingy when it comes to signing players. And even when you look at the Cincinnati Bengals, this is one of the main reasons why Trey Hendrickson doesn't have a deal, and they've strung T. Higgins along on all kinds of just strung him along on his deal for years. And so Dak Prescott, we already know there is what they're calling a 30-year drought with the Dallas Cowboys. And guess who has not been the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys for 30 years? Dak Prescott. This isn't a Dak Prescott problem. This is a front office problem. With some of the things they've done in free agency, hoping that in the last 4 years of Dak's career, the Dallas Cowboys make a turn and stop putting all the pressure on Dak Prescott. And stop saying that this team only goes as far as Dak Prescott takes us. The whole team should be offended by that. How about, again, as this article stated in the beginning, it takes a team to win championships. How about Jerry Jones finally put a great team around Dak Prescott? Y'all tell me what you think. I think the pressure's on the front office, not Dak Prescott. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you like this video. And until the next time, let's talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Peace.